ladies and gentlemen, what you see behind us here is our national parliament. It's a symbol. It's a symbol of a constitutional democracy. And the constitution, which is in my hand here, sets out certain safeguards and protections on how we should conduct our business as members of parliament. And one of the very important safeguards that's built in to protect this constitutional democracy at the parliamentary level is a vote of no confidence, which is specifically built in by our forefathers, one of whom is still here with us, Sir Julius Chan. And the objective is to hold the parliament accountable, the executive government of the day accountable for its actions, because they're given a lot of authority. If they perform and those functions without any safeguards, then we can have problems. That is why there are important safeguards built into the Constitution, one of which is a vote of no confidence. It can be moved against the Prime Minister, against a minister, or all of them together. So we have on the 20th filed with the Speaker a motion for a vote of no confidence against the Prime Minister only. The Speaker received it, signed it, and acknowledged it, and according to the standing orders of the Parliament, it's supposed to be the priority business today. We deal with, according to the standing orders, all private business matters are dealt with on Thursdays, which is today. So we were supposed to have dealt with the fate of that notice decisively today. Clearly, the private business committee met yesterday, as the Speaker has alluded to. They made a decision yesterday, but the Speaker refused to disclose the reason for a decision to defer, for a decision not to put it on the notice paper today. It's supposed to be on the notice paper today, which is important because once that is done, then it will trigger a 7-day notice period for an adjournment of the agenda for 7 days, and then we come back and we vote on it in 7 days' time. That didn't take place because they refused to put it on the notice paper today for some undisclosed reason. And the Speaker said he's going to give his reason to the move of the motion at a future date, unspecified date. I think that's a sabotage of a constitutional process, a very serious sabotage. And what they're going to do this afternoon, or maybe tomorrow, is to adjourn the Parliament for 3 months. Already? Okay. Yeah, I did not hear that because there's a lot of noise there. So they have sabotaged the constitutional process by deferring it for 3 months, within which we won't know what's going to happen. We, as the opposition, we can take the matter to court, but before we go to court, we need to know exactly what is the status of our motion. We need to know what they've decided, whether they've accepted or rejected. And if they've rejected, then on what basis? These are the things they have to tell us, because when we go to court, we're able to tell the court that this is what they have done, they've dealt with it, and this is the reason they've given for not accepting it. And then the court will be able to decide whether that is correct or not correct. What they've done is effectively bury it. They've snooked at us. And we're going to take some legal advice after this press conference. We're going to go up and see the lawyers on what our rights are. But the way I see it, what they've done is they've looked at us not to go to court and blockade it for the next 3 months and not giving the receipts. They haven't processed it fully. So we can't run off to court when the matter has not been fully processed here at the parliamentary level. That's deliberate. We're very, very disappointed. This is a very mischievous behavior from the leaders. From the word go, they've been challenging us. We'll see you on the floor. Bring your numbers.
Bring your numbers.
Where are your numbers? Well, we have the numbers. They are all here. Yeah. On a physical count, we may not be enough. What are they afraid of? Why are they pushing back this agenda? So there's something that is happening motion brought to the floor and see the light of day and be actioned by the leaders. So for me, it's a very sad, dark day for this country. There's all kinds of problems we're having in the country. Law and order issues, corruption issues, many other issues. The recent killings in Anga, Black Wednesday, the Connect Act PNG, not Connect, but Act PNG staff, and all of that are serious issues, including the legal fee issues that we've been talking about. Serious issues, and the government must be brought to account for all these issues. Why are they running away from all of this? It's a dark day for, insofar as accountability is concerned. It's a dark day for constitutional democracy is concerned when these sort of things happen. If we can't deal with this issue on the floor of Parliament, ladies and gentlemen, my last point is this. My serious fear is if we cannot facilitate this, if we can't facilitate this issue on the floor of Parliament, all we are doing is driving the issue onto the street. Right, the public will take control of the issue, and that's what we don't want to happen. That's very dangerous for our country. All these procedures, this ventilation system on the floor must be allowed to take its course. Otherwise, it goes onto the street, you have no control over it. And we won't encourage it. We don't want to see that happen. It's a big risk they are taking. We are asking that tomorrow, Parliament has always been adjourned, so we will see what we're going to have to do, and we're going to have to deal with this pretty decisively as the people's opposition, the people's alternative government. Thank you very much.
Let me just add a bit on what the Honourable Member for Sulawesi Honourable Kerenga Kua has just said. If you heard the Speaker clearly, Speaker was referring to a notice of motion or vote of no confidence that was tabled, but that was presented to him on the 14th of this month. The committee already deliberated on that particular motion. The committee directed the Speaker to write to the mover of the motion on the same day, which the Speaker did. The committee found one defect, and that was instead of provincial electorate, we wrote regional electorate. That was corrected. In accordance with the letter from the Speaker to the mover of the motion, we were asked to correct it immediately and resubmit, which the opposition did. We resubmitted the fresh motion on the 20th. We were expecting yesterday for the committee to deal with the fresh motion that was submitted and tabled or presented to the Speaker and his clerk. I was there with my leader of the opposition and the deputy leader of the opposition. We presented the motion of the 20th. Speaker accepted it, stamped it, witnessed by the clerk and the deputy clerk of Parliament. They assured us that we have met the process, and which we did in accordance with the Constitution and the standing orders of Parliament. I have with me copies of the motion, which we will present to you later. That was the letter written by my leader of the opposition, dated 20th. It was presented on the 20 past 9:20 a.m. to the Speaker of Parliament. And here is the fresh motion. See, this new motion, we gave the letter and we also gave the fresh motion, dated 20th of February. This is the motion that the committee should have dealt with yesterday. The motion on the 14th, they already dealt with it and wrote to the mover of the motion, which is the leader of the opposition. What we have witnessed today is the hijacking of the parliamentary procedures and the constitution of our country. Prime Minister challenged the opposition to bring the numbers to the floor of Parliament. Governor for Hela, Wundialo, challenged the opposition to bring the numbers to the floor of Parliament. We brought the number to the floor of Parliament, the people of Papua New Guinea, with a motion. That's our number. Prime Minister should not interfere with the process of Parliament. And let me also take you to another issue of the composition of the committee, Private Business Committee. There is no bipartisan committee. It's supposed to be government and opposition in that committee. They tactfully removed Governor Allan Bird, who was a member of the Private Business Committee, from that committee. And if they did, because he is opposition's nominee, they would have appointed another member from the opposition to be member of that committee. So there is no fairness in the committee. The committee itself is compromised. So what we are saying here is this. What Speaker announced today is not a motion that the opposition filed on the 20th.
That's right.
The motion that he was referring to, it's a dead motion. He already wrote to the mover of the motion and informed him of the defect, minor defect. So notice of motion is a matter of national importance. And there is already a case precedence. The Supreme Court, in Poirier case. And the Supreme Court decision clearly warned the members of Parliament and the members of the committee that if anyone hijacks this process, is culpable of committing a crime.
Correct.
So what I'm basically trying to say here is that opposition raised point of orders basically because we know what we are doing. We did the right thing. Parliament did not do the right thing. It was supposed to be on the notice paper today, but they never put it on the notice paper. So Speaker treated the notice of motion as something nothing. I mean, I'm not big no something when the courts have said that the procedure and the provision of Section 145 of the Constitution is of national importance. And today, they hijack that process, and we will apply to court and have those people accountable and prosecuted for hijacking the process of the Parliament and the Constitution of our country. Thank you, and God bless Papua New Guinea.
Can I just say that if they're using Gordon Wesley, Governor of Mlimbe's, because on the 14th, Governor Gordon Wesley's signature was on that paper, and if they're using that as a technical reason, not to allow the motion to come to the floor, we have already corrected that. We withdrew the motion of the 14th, and the Speaker has accepted the motion of the 20th. So that is just a clarification. Instead of making a ruling on the 20th, he made a ruling on the 14th. And I think the two leaders have clearly elaborated on that, and we'll leave it as it is. Sir Julius, you want to say a few words while sitting down?
Can I sit down? Thank you very much, Hi, Doctor. And when you look above me, you see the great hall of the people, the Parliament, in which I and some Marape built. A lot of people see the design of the city, but you know who helped to design it here? Marape. In a few more days' time, I think we're going to mark the 10th anniversary of tomorrow. So leader of the opposition, deputy, and alternate prime minister. Now you
I'm on this side, sir.
You on that side, and our legal advisor. Look, I leave all the technical thing for you to argue. I got No, nothing to argue but to uphold the Constitution. And believe me, it has lasted for 48 years. And the people, you must respect your own decision that you've allowed the Parliament, the People's House, to last for 48 years without really any disturbance. Why? Because the leaders you put in there follow the law, follow the Constitution, in which we made. They talk about many changes of Prime Minister and all these things, We took a long time to look at the system we inherited, which is the Westminster system, then the presidential system, then the Singapore system, and all this system, and we thought 6 months grace period was the right one for Papua New Guinea. We borrowed the two together, then we changed it to that, but look, in the last few months, this is your future, this house is your future. In the last 6 months, I've realized that I've never experienced so much amendment to the Constitution and Mama law. You cannot just go and play around with it. You cannot shake the mangoes to just fall down. That's the pillar of the nation. That's the, you go to the United States, you've got the Statue of Liberty, and it's so and Mama law long me play along. That's like country in Papua New Guinea has followed this constitution. We made it. There have been a lot of change. So what? It has been very peaceful. Every time the time bomb was ready to go, we changed the government and then it receded again. The first Prime Minister of this country, he was the first, that's Marape. I changed him. He took it very, very calmly, in line with the Constitution we both made. And this was the land and this was the time to start playing around with it. We never had to look at the committee that decide on the motion, etc. No, the speaker just look at it and it's right. We don't find mistakes. The mistakes is in the government. And the people are asking for a change. And this is the people's house. What do? When we play sit down, that's all. We are responding to the nation's call. So I don't have very much to say. Just look at me. Look at this building. That is your future. Do you allow a government to stay on unnecessarily and continue to suffer you the kind of policies that you don't deserve, because this is supposed to be a rich country, supposed to be, and we have been coming up. Just that in the last few years we borrowed too much. No country. I was the first finance minister of this country. You know what my policy is? You don't spend borrowed funds. You don't hand over borrowed money to the future generation. You muck it up. So I can feel the cry of the people out there. Look, this is our future. I expect each and every one of us to preserve it, to follow the decisions we established as precedents, to uphold the Constitution. It should not be allowed for any one government to change so many times the Constitution. First we have 24 ministers, now we have, I don't know how many, 38. We will have more ministers than a job. And you people will be running out of jobs. We talked about jobs the other day, because all the ministers got it and you haven't got it. And they're on a payroll about 5 or 10 times more than the fellow on the street. Or maybe more, sorry. I don't look at my pay packet, so I don't know. But maybe more. Some of you will follow the pay packet, I don't follow it. I just assume that it will come. But there's the sort of precedents that we set so that the future generations should not have to worry about it. When the time comes, they put the wrong man in to represent them, they make the wrong laws, they have the power to change it. And change must happen, and don't compare Papua New Guinea You just have to compare Papua New Guinea with our former administration. That is the Australian government. They change prime minister anytime.
Yeah.
Hey, so don't think that we're different, that we're a nation of thousands of tribes and therefore all these kind. No, God, yeah, Australia is a nation of one tribe as well. Look at the convicts from England that went to make Australia what it is today. But they follow the law.
Yeah.
And they change the constitution anytime. You see, prime minister change all the time in Australia. All right, so I don't want to you know, interfere with all the remarks made by these young leaders. What they're saying, they're not saying things for themselves. They are protecting your future. Suppose man in Uluk Sawe long banis no you. I come and brook him anytime to suit him. You have no future.
That's right.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Any questions?
I think that's clear.
Who would like to take questions? Sorry.
You have a question?
Yeah, that's right. Well, Governor Bird, we haven't heard from you as well. How disappointed are you that it could take 3 months to realistically solve this matter?
I think we're not disappointed for ourselves. Our disappointment is really in the mood of the people. You could see on social media, you could hear on the streets. I think the people are tired. They're tired of this government. We all are. And they were kind of looking forward to today, so that they can take a deep breath and say, oh, change is coming. And they didn't get that today. And that's really, I think, the disappointment. I mean, for us, I think we've studied this government long enough to know that they will do anything to hold on to power. I think we've seen that, and the people have seen that also. So we kind of figured that this was something, well, we didn't really expect this particular action, but we expected that they would do something to scuttle the vote of no confidence. We expected that. And therefore, as Kerenga explained, by not giving us the reasons, they're actually trying to bury it, because we can't go to court until we know what the reasons for the rejection are. So these are some of the things that I guess concern us. So let me just say, well, I've got all of you, I want to appeal to our people of Papua New Guinea. Just be calm. You will not get believe. Look, when all else fails in the country, and this is why the Constitution was designed, the Constitution of any country is actually designed to protect the people from greedy politicians, abusive politicians. That's what the Constitution is there for. It's to protect you from your leaders when they get too powerful that they forget who they are supposed to serve. That's what the Constitution is there for. And ours, like any other country, has a safety valve. So when the pressure in the country builds up too much, people are getting angry, they're killing each other, they can't find a job, cost of living is going through the roof, all of these problems, then that's when the vote of no confidence is applied. It's a safety valve, so that we release the pressure in here and not out on the streets. I think that's an important thing that I think our people need to understand. So, mipla pilim pen blow man beri lo street, if lo get a land style of place, mipla pilim pen, mipla pilim. So on your behalf, we employed the vote of no confidence. Okay, osamito online only no like losing power. I mean, you can see that by all the things they're saying. And it's sad, really. One man should not get too powerful that he can hold the entire country to ransom. And that, you know, members of parliament, all by Poret, or DSIP, or can something, all by Poret, na go pass. Want them deslaman. You know, you just heard the story between Sir Michael and Sir Julius. They stood up like gentlemen, faced each other. One blai lose, one blai win. The other one walks across and shakes his hand, and they get on with the business. Culture blow papa ikamya. Now you may developing one new culture. And this new culture is extremely dangerous, as all of us can see. and the constant amendment of the Constitution. Amending the Constitution, something. It's a big deal. But we are bulldozing amendments to the Constitution. And that should worry every Papua New Guinea, as Sir Jay had just said. So I think, I've answered it in a long way, but I just want to appeal to our people to stay calm. There's enough intellectual capacity in this group for us to figure out a way through. So let me just say that all of you stay calm and let us deal with it. And thank you very much for your support to us in the last how many days in this fight. Thank you all.
Thank you.